What really happened to Joan Risch on that quiet October day in 1961? A loving mother vanished without a trace, leaving behind bloodstains, strange clues, and a house filled with questions. Neighbors saw a mysterious man nearby, a hurried note was found, but no body was ever discovered. Was she a victim of a terrible crime? Or did she disappear by choice? This unsolved mystery has baffled investigators and true crime fans for decades. Don't miss out. Watch closely as we unravel the chilling details behind Joan Risch's disappearance. The truth is stranger than fiction, and you won't want to miss a single moment. Who was Joan? Joan Risch was a quiet, friendly woman living in Lincoln, Massachusetts. She was known by neighbors as kind and caring. Joan lived with her husband and 2 children in a peaceful neighborhood. Life seemed normal for her. She enjoyed gardening and spending time with her family. But behind this calm life, something mysterious was about to happen. Joan was last seen on October 24, 1961. That day, she left her house after doing some chores. She took a walk, and then things changed. Suddenly, Joan disappeared without a trace. Her family and neighbors were shocked and worried. No one could understand where she went or why. Joan's disappearance became a big mystery. Police and friends tried to find her everywhere, but no clear answers came. What happened to Joan Risch? This story is full of strange clues and unanswered questions. The quiet woman from Lincoln vanished, and no one knew what had happened to her. The mystery of Joan Risch still puzzles many to this day. The last day on October 24, 1961, Joan Risch's day began like any other. She took care of her 2 children and did housework in her home in Lincoln, Massachusetts. That morning, Joan was seen by neighbors walking along the road near her house, carrying a plastic bag. She seemed calm but focused. Later, Joan returned home and was seen by a neighbor. She spoke briefly and then went inside her house. But soon after, something strange happened. Joan left her home again. This time alone. She disappeared without telling anyone where she was going. When her husband came home from work, he found the house in disorder. Doors and windows were open. There was blood on the walls and floor. It looked like a struggle had taken place. But Joan was nowhere to be found. The children were safe but confused. The police were called immediately. The last day of Joan Risch was full of mystery and confusion. She vanished suddenly, leaving behind clues that made the case even more puzzling. What really happened to Joan on that day? This question still haunts those who follow her story. Blood evidence. When the police arrived at Joan Risch's house, they found a disturbing scene. There was blood on the kitchen floor and walls. The amount was enough to suggest that Joan had been injured seriously. Blood was also found on a broken kitchen window screen and on a paper towel in the sink. It looked like someone had tried to clean up but left traces behind. Despite the blood, no body was found anywhere nearby. This made the case very strange. The blood evidence suggested violence. But where was Joan? Had she been taken somewhere else, or had she managed to escape? Forensic experts tried to analyze the blood, but at the time, technology was limited. They could only confirm that the blood belonged to Joan. The large amount of blood raised fears that Joan had suffered a grave injury. The blood became the main clue in this confusing case. It proved that something bad happened inside the house. But without a body or clear suspects, the mystery deepened. The blood evidence remains one of the most chilling parts of Joan Risch's disappearance. Strange clues. The investigation into Joan Risch's disappearance uncovered many strange clues that confused the police even more. Inside the house, some items were missing, while others were left in unusual places. For example, Joan's purse was gone, but her shoes and coat were still inside. This made it unclear if she left voluntarily or was taken. Neighbors reported seeing a man in a gray car parked near Joan's house that day. No one knew who he was or why he was there. Some said he looked nervous and kept watching the house. But the police could never find this man or learn his identity. Another strange clue was a note found in the house. It was incomplete and written in a hurried way. as if Joan had started to write something but didn't finish. This note raised questions about whether Joan was in danger or trying to send a message. The mix of these strange clues, missing items, suspicious man, and the note added mystery to Joan's disappearance. Each clue gave a hint but did not solve the puzzle. These strange details still leave people wondering what really happened that day. Police search after Joan Risch was reported missing. The police launched a large search operation. Officers combed the nearby woods, fields, and roads, hoping to find any sign of her. Search teams used bloodhounds to track Joan's scent, but they lost the trail near the edge of the property. The police questioned neighbors, friends, and family to gather information. Everyone was shocked and wanted to help, but no one had clear answers. The mysterious man seen near Joan's house became a focus, but despite efforts, he was never found. Officers also searched the nearby river and lakes, fearing Joan might have fallen or been taken there. Volunteers joined the search, hoping for any clue, but days passed with no sign of Joan. The intense police search showed how serious the case was. Despite all the efforts and resources, Joan Risch remained missing. The failure to find her body or any solid evidence left the police baffled. The search ended with more questions than answers, deepening the mystery around Joan's disappearance. No body found. One of the most puzzling parts of Joan Risch's disappearance is that no body was ever found. Despite a massive search by police, volunteers, and bloodhounds, there was no trace of Joan anywhere nearby or far away. This absence made the case unusual and difficult to solve. The blood evidence inside the house suggested Joan had been seriously hurt. But where was she? Some experts believed she might have escaped despite her injuries. Others thought she was taken by someone else, but no evidence supported this theory. Without a body, it was almost impossible to prove what really happened to Joan. Many cases rely on finding a victim's remains, but here the trail simply ended. The missing body raised questions about whether Joan disappeared voluntarily, was kidnapped, or worse. This lack of closure has kept the mystery alive for decades. People still wonder how someone could vanish without a trace, especially with signs of violence at home. Joan Risch's missing body is the key unanswered question in this strange and haunting story. Unsolved mystery, the disappearance of Joan Risch, remains one of the most puzzling, unsolved mysteries in true crime history. Despite intense investigations, searches, and countless theories, no clear answers have emerged. Joan vanished without a trace, leaving behind blood, strange clues, and a house filled with questions. Over the years, experts and amateurs have suggested many ideas: kidnapping, accident, or even that Joan planned to disappear. But none of these explanations fit all the facts. The missing body, the suspicious man seen nearby, and the hurried note only add to the confusion. The case was eventually closed, but it still fascinates people who study unsolved crimes. Joan's family never received closure, and her disappearance remains a source of pain and mystery. The truth about what happened on that October day in 1961 is still unknown. Joan Risch's story reminds us how some mysteries resist being solved. It shows how a peaceful life can suddenly change forever. Until new evidence appears, the disappearance of Joan Risch stays a haunting, unsolved case that challenges everyone who hears it. Thanks for watching. If you found this story intriguing, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss our deep dives into real-life mysteries. What do you think happened to Joan Risch? Was it a kidnapping, an accident, or something more sinister? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing your theories. And don't miss our next video, The Strange Death of Ray Rivera. The Baltimore Mystery on the Roof, coming soon. Stay curious and stay safe.